Hello, good evening. I'm Ashwini Gamugi with Prime TV News. A look at your headlines first.
"60 are injured in a bus accident." Prime Minister says the aim of the World Cities Summit is higher economic growth. Lord Naseby makes a request favourable to Sri Lanka. Arrangements finalised for the launch of Gamperaliya. And in news overseas, 100 are killed in floods in Japan.
And now for the news in detail. Around 60 persons have been injured in a bus accident. The accident happened following a crash between two buses. The injured have been hospitalized. Among them is a Buddhist monk and a Buddhist nun. It is mentioned that the injured have been admitted to the Galewala, Kurunegala, Gokarala and Dambulla hospitals. Our correspondents reported that the condition of 20 is critical. One bus was plying from Abilipitiya to Jaffna while the other was operating from Vaunia to Abilipitiya. The passengers claim that the two drivers were operating at a high speed. It is said that the two buses are owned by one person. The two drivers are reported to be friends, and the accident had happened when the drivers of the two buses tried to get close to each other. Eyewitnesses said that a large sound was heard and that the passengers cried out in a loud voice. The accident had brought to a halt the movement of traffic for about 45 minutes. Initial inquiries revealed that the accident had happened due to careless driving. Urbanization has been a transformative trend that has propelled economic growth. By bringing people and enterprises together, large cities have become centers of industrialization and modernization. They have reaped the benefits of economies of agglomeration. So, said Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. He was delivering the keynote address at the city's conference, which opened in Singapore today.
The conference opened in Singapore with the participation of representatives of around 135 countries. The International Water Week and Clean Environment Conference also commenced parallel to this meeting. It was Premier Wickremesinghe who delivered the keynote addresses of all these conferences.
I am grateful for the Government of Singapore and the sponsoring agencies, the Centre for Livable Cities, the National Water Agency, and the Ministry of Environment and the National Environment Agency for inviting me and our delegation to the 6th World Cities Summit, the Clean Enviro Summit, and the International Water Week. When firms and workers cluster together, there is improved productivity and job creation. Mega cities have gone one step further. They have become highly productive centers which connect workers and businesses with global markets. Cities, therefore, have become hubs of wealth creation, attracting waves of people with opportunities for advancement not available in their villages. Of course, the allure of urban life also resulted in the unexpectedly rapid and therefore unplanned expansion of cities in South and Southeast Asia. This in turn created challenges of congestion, immense population pressure on infrastructure, basic services, land, housing and the environment. Apart from constraining the benefits of agglomeration, these pressures also reduce the quality of life of a city's residents. It leaves them unable to access sanitation, sewerage, transport and decent housing. It condemns them to breathing polluted air and to drink contaminated water. It leaves their homes and lives vulnerable to the ravages of climate change and natural disasters.
Professor Maitri Wickremesinghe and Ministers Rauf Hakeem, Sajith Premadasa and Malik Samara Wickrama joined in the occasion. A question and answer program followed the speeches delivered by the Prime Minister. It was handled by Chairman of the conference, Professor Tomiko. The Prime Minister responded to the questions posed. Meanwhile, Singaporean Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong hosted a lunch in honor of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe and the delegation. During this occasion, the Singaporean Prime Minister said that Singapore would be able to increase investments in Sri Lanka due to the Sri Lanka-Singapore Free Trade Agreement. It was emphasized that this agreement will also impart the knowledge of new technology and also generate more jobs for Sri Lankans. Premier Wickremesinghe said that more benefits could be accrued by working closely in the economic, administrative and social fields.
British Baron Lord Naseby has said that both the UK and the US should take action to inform the UN Human Rights Commission to withdraw the resolution against Sri Lanka. Lord Naseby, the president of the all-party British Sri Lanka Parliamentary Group, said this after reading the UK Parliament's Intelligence and Security Committee report published on June 28th.
In a statement, Lord Naseby said he was shocked and appalled that the UK should not only condone torture and extensive mistreatment of prisoners, but actually in certain cases instigate it. He said that to him, as a senior politician of 44 years in Parliament, whatever the threats may be, such practices are totally unacceptable. As he read the report, he reflected on the nearly 30 years of fighting in Sri Lanka between the forces of the democratically elected government and the LTTE Tamil Tigers, the worst terrorist outfit in the world and proscribed in over 30 countries. A war that only ended on May 18, 2009 with the total defeat of the Tamil Tigers. Now they are aware of the truth that the UK and the US were really guilty themselves of atrocities. According to his opinion, he pointed out that these two nations should tell the Human Rights Commission in Geneva to withdraw the motion against Sri Lanka. After all, it is already clear that good progress is being made to find out the missing persons, enact a new Prevention of Terrorism Act and create an independent Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Both the UK and the US must know their actions totally undermine the UN Charter and its human rights provisions. Lord Naseby said even now they do not know the whole truth behind detainee mistreatment and rendition, including torture, as the UK government have refused to publish all the material they have.
The Gamperelia National Development Project, embarking on a new chapter in local rural development, will commence from the Mudattava village at Rasnayakapura in Nikavarattiya on the 15th of this month. The launch will take place under the patronage of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. The reconstruction of the tank in the Mudattava village under the Gamperelia Rural Development Programme will commence on this day. Our reporters claim that the tank bund has already breached. This is a serious challenge confronted by the villagers whose main livelihood is agriculture. The tank has been built in the year 1933 and has so far not been subject to any reconstruction. The tank spans 87 acres. The total acreage cultivated from this tank is 117. 105 farmer families from this tank. Our reporters said that the Anicut network is also in a dilapidated condition. Paddy lands have transformed into fallow land due to the non-reconstruction of the tank. Minister Field Marshal Sarath Fonseca has said that he is determined to end the human-elephant conflict within next year. The minister made this reference at a meeting held at the Naula Divisional Secretariat yesterday. The minister was in the area for 2 days to look into the issue that is prevalent in several areas within the Matale district. It was during this visit the ministers met state officials, wildlife officers and the residents and discussed the human-elephant problem. The minister drew his special attention to the matter encountered by the people of the area. Still on local news, the customs at the Katunayake International Airport has arrested a suspect with a stock of heroin worth more than 50 million rupees. The suspect is a Pakistani national. He had arrived in the island from Lahore. More than 4 kilograms of heroin has been recovered from his possession. The Police Narcotics Bureau recovered the heroin from the suspect's baggage. Further investigations are being carried out into the 45-year-old suspect. The police who took into custody the suspect involved in the murder of popular singer Priyani Jayasinghe are conducting comprehensive investigations.
Priyani Jayasinghe was killed in her house in the Aruggoda area in Panadura last night. Information had been received that the murder had taken place following a family dispute. Accordingly, the police apprehended the suspect concerned near the Panadura police station this morning. It is reported that there was a court order banning him from visiting the house. Priyani Jayasinghe was 53 years at the time of her death. She became very much popular by rendering the song Kandula Nivannam.
The suspects apprehended with respect to hacking to death a person with sharp weapons opposite the Deepani Vidyalaya in Anuradhapura have been remanded until the 23rd of this month. The remand order was issued by Anuradhapura magistrate Harshana Kakunwala today. 45-year-old Prasanna Hettiarachchi, residing at Gamsaba Mawatha in Wanniyam Kulam, was murdered on the 5th of this month opposite the Deepani Vidyalaya in Anuradhapura. 3 suspects involved in the murder, including R.D. Chaminda, the main suspect, were taken into custody by the Anuradhapura police today. Several projects have been launched to provide facilities needed for tourists arriving in Sigiriya. Many of these projects have been completed. Various accusations have been made that tourists visiting Sigiriya lacked infrastructure. As a solution, the Central Cultural Fund drew its attention to this matter and launched several projects. Accordingly, a toilet network covering several approach roads has been put up. The Central Cultural Fund also took the initiative of providing drinking water facilities. A special security booth has been established near the Lion's Foot for the tourists to protect themselves from wasps' attacks. Measures are also in place to deploy first aid teams with special training to face any emergency situation. The case related to the murder of journalist Lasantha Wickramatunge was taken up again in the Mount Lavinia Magistrates Court today.
Former DIG Prasanna Nanayakara and former OIC of the Mount Lavinia Police Thissa Sugatapala were produced in courts. Both of them were further remanded until the 16th of this month, when the case will be taken up for hearing again. The Palmadulla Magistrates Court remanded until tomorrow the Grama Niladhari who is accused for biting the hand of a woman police constable. This female Grama Niladhari was due to be arrested on an allegation of berating a police officer on an earlier occasion. She had arrived at the Rakwana police yesterday to meet a certain requirement. The police said that she had bitten the hand of a woman police constable when she was about to be arrested. The WPC concerned has been hospitalized. In the meantime, when the suspect concerned was taken to the magistrate's court, she had also bitten the hand of another WPC. Another investigation is in progress in this respect.
The police said that comprehensive investigations are being carried out into the shooting that took place at Jampeta Street in Kotahena last night. 2 persons who had come on a motorbike on a shop at Jampeta Street had opened fire. Both the husband and the wife, the owners of the shop, died in this incident. 2 more others sustained injuries and they have been admitted to the National Hospital. The police said that several investigative teams have embarked on operations in search of the gunman. Meanwhile, a Colombo municipal councillor has been shot at and killed by a gunman. The police media spokesman said that he had arrived on a motorcycle. The shooting had taken place in the fruit stall belonging to him at the junction to Ardiwal Street from C Street in Peta this morning. According to the police, the gunman had fled the scene. The victim has been identified as the Colombo Municipal Councilman Krishna Pillai Kirubanandan of an independent party. The Peta police are pursuing further investigations. Prime News returns tomorrow, and in the meantime, make itnnews.lk your go-to source for the very latest in news at home and overseas. I'm Ashani Gamagi signing out. Good night.